Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes.
I'm not giving you early termination. You're going to do every bit of the 8 years that you're on for this probation. And you need to sit and think about the engagement ring that you stole from an elderly person when they allowed you into their home to take care of them, and you went and pawned it, and you're walking around enjoying your best life, wearing eyelashes that are too long. I don't know why people are doing that. I think that's a new style or something. All right, we're here for sentencing today. According to the plea bargain agreement, she pled no contest to count 2 of the indictment. She applied for deferred adjudication. The state is proceeding only on count 2 according to the plea bargain agreement. Punishment is to be assessed at 6 years in the prison, and the state is silent on the defendant's application. The court requested that the defendant's criminal history be provided to the court. There were no objections to the court receiving that from the state. Is that correct?
Correct.
And any objections to the court reviewing that?
No, Judge, of course not.
Right. Thank you, state. All right, the state is silent. Is there anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Judge, of course, Ms. Torres is hoping you'll grant her application for deferred. She's in self-employed cleaning houses. She has several customers that rely on her. She has a few kids. She's just asking for the court to maybe direct her to some outpatient treatment because she believes she needs some help with this problem. And other than that, again, she's just hoping you'll grant her application.
All right, you want to raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Missy Torres, Missy Ann Torres.
All right, so you're going to get drug tested today. What are the results going to be?
They will come back positive.
Positive for what?
Methamphetamine.
Welcome back, everyone. In today's video, from what I can see, there is a possibility that the defendant may receive a rehabilitation-focused ruling. However, the positive drug test and criminal history could push the judge toward a stricter decision. If the judge enforces the plea deal as it stands, the defendant will be sentenced to 6 years in prison.
All right, so how often are you using meth?
I only do it when I'm under stress, and I did it because I could get denied for adjudication, so
I'm sorry, what?
I could get denied the application. So I just kind of I just do it when I'm under stress. So I know I have a problem, and I don't do it like around my children. I don't do it, every day. It's just, when I'm under stress and I was, really scared. So, and really under stress. So I don't do it when I go to work. I don't do it, every day, like I said.
All right, so how many children do you have?
I have 3.
What are their ages?
11, 8, and 5.
And where are they now?
2 of them are with their dad, and 1 is with my grandma.
All right. With your grandmother, so their great grandmother?
Yes.
All right. So, do you help take care of your children?
Yes.
How often?
I see them every other weekend, and I don't pay child support, but I pay them, my exes, and I have my daughter. My daughter is with me.
No, you just said your daughter is with the
Yeah,
great
but
grandmother.
I live with my grandmother. This was it.
All right.
I help take care of her. She
Right.
helps me take care of her.
Okay. So 1, I don't think it's appropriate for you to be cleaning houses
Okay.
because of the nature of this offense. And 2, I don't think it's appropriate for you right now to be taking care of your children.
That's why I'm asking for help, Your Honor.
I'm sorry, what?
That's why I was asking for help, Your Honor. That's why.
All right, your help is not going to be outpatient treatment if I grant this application for deferred adjudication. So you're going into custody today.
Okay.
All right. So it's just a matter of what I'm going to do with you. I will tell you the court's issue, and if you want to address this, I know the state is proceeding on count 2 of possession, but she had a lot of drugs with her.
No,
So I don't understand, if you're working homes, then why do you have a scale with
Right.
you? Because that's, according to this, you had drugs, you had a scale in your purse, and there were baggies totaling 32.0 grams.
well, I was a heavy user back then, and it was.
Oh, you're not, I tell you what, I don't think, and if I'm wrong, correct me. I don't think you were using 32 grams of meth.
It was it was only 28.
No, you have meth here for 4.964 grams, and you also have meth for 27.459 grams. And what you pled to and count two was a possession 4 to 200 grams. So this is not a possession 1 to 4. So we're talking about 27 grams. And according to the stipulations, that what was found in your bag, it says, I searched her bag, and inside a Paris Hilton makeup bag box were baggies, a scale, and crystal-like substance inside a cut vacuum sealed bag. That's from your Paris Hilton makeup bag.
So what I had, the meth was it was double bagged in a sandwich bag. So yes, ma'am, I know it was 20, but it's because that was my personal. I didn't have any other. And last time I went, they tried to only give me which was 14 grams. So I had to.
No, what I'm telling you is, they said the baggie found in Robert's pocket tested positive for meth and had a field weight of
That was
6.12
Robert, that
grams.
wasn't mine.
No, I'm not saying that was yours. So the 6.12 grams that were found in his pocket, they're saying that was his. It was in his pocket. But the baggie, which was found in Missy's purse, tested positive for meth and had a field weight of 32.09 grams. Now, mind you, what they do in the field, I already know that testing drugs in the field are not legal for court. So I'm not considering the weight and what they said in the field. I'm considering what has been given to me for laboratory reports. So this was the professionals testing it, not a presumptive. And it says 27.459 grams was the net weight of the meth that you had in your Paris Hilton bag.
Yes, Your Honor. And I will say that I used to use a whole ounce within 2 to 3 days. So I was a heavy user, and like I said, they tried to give me half of that the last time, and right now it's going for 250. So if I'm paying 250, I wanted the whole thing. I wanted to make sure. I'm just being honest, and I'm sorry. Excuse me for being.
No, I
Transparent.
want you to be honest, and I want you to be transparent.
I'm sorry for being transparent, but it's something that I feel like I worked for my money, and I didn't want just to get gypped again. I can promise you I didn't sell anything. It was because I've been gypped many times. So I did get it. Now it was double bagged because I don't know, that's the way they gave it to me. I can't, and it is my mistake, and I'm taking full responsibility, but I wasn't selling drugs. I wouldn't. I guess I have a job, and back then I was, a heavy user where I would just do it before work, after work, and I didn't have my children in my life. Now I do have my children back in my life, and I'm trying to be a good mom. So I thank you for, giving me an inpatient program.
Well, no, I'm not saying I'm going to give you
Oh, I'm
inpatient.
sorry.
What I'm saying is that you're not walking out of this courtroom today. Either you're going to be going to prison, or either you're going to be going to inpatient treatment. So it's very important that you be 100% honest with me, because I'm telling you, the state proceeded on a possession, but the amount of drugs you had and the way they were packaged, that's concerning for the court. So you're saying that you just bought a bunch of meth and you were saving it up for use?
So I would use within 2 to 3 days, that was all my personal. Like I said, they tried to sell me half of that one time, and I went back to the same person, but I said, I'm gonna wait myself to make sure I'm getting the right amount, because I'm an addict. I'm sorry, I am. And we're not.
So you travel with your own scale?
Well, at the time I did, because like I said, I've been gypped, and when you're an addict, that's all you think of, just how to get, make sure you're getting what you need. And honestly, I can see where I made my mistake, but I won't, I'm being honest with you. it was my skeleton measure, so my personal, that's it. And I don't know if Robert would tell you that was my personal as well. Like, I mean, I don't want to call him or anything you can if you want to, but he would tell you that's why I used to pick
Oh, no, I'm not going to be
days.
calling Robert because Robert probably has a case of his own.
Right. But I'm saying Robert can tell you too, within 3 days, maybe 2 to 3 days, really, it would have been gone and I would have been back doing it again and again. Now I don't. It was kind of like a stress thing. And
Where did you get your drugs to use today before you came to court?
Just an old friend. I hadn't talked to him since, and it was on Saturday when I knew it was, coming, and I guess I felt, under pressure.
Can I
Yes.
say something? I think the fact that she would actually go out and do the same drugs that she's about to get sentenced for in a couple of days, I think really speaks to the fact that she has a serious addiction problem that I think only rehab can treat. And if you decide that's ISF or SATF or SAFE, we understand that, but I think she really needs treatment.
All right, this is what the court is there anything else for me to say? All right, this is what the court is going to do. I see that she hasn't been to prison before. I'm going to find her guilty, sentence her to 6 years in the prison, the therapeutic community. There's to be no contact with Robert Marble, give her credit for any time served, and I'll retain jurisdiction.
Okay.
And you can explain to her what that means. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it? Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
All right, we can go off the record. I'll tell them. So here's the thing. When I say that I'm going to retain jurisdiction, what that means is they're going to take you to prison. If you're following the rules at the prison, if you are working on yourself, because they have programs at the prison, your attorney can file a motion. It's called shock probation. Back when I was growing up, they would have scared straight programs. So shock probation is sort of a scared straight program. So hopefully when you go to prison, you will clear your mind.
Yes.
The drug use or the addiction that you have, the craving that you have will be lifted. And if you are doing what you're supposed to do at the prison, if there are no bad reports at the prison, when your attorney comes back for a request for shock probation, I will strongly consider it. So while you're at the prison, you have 180 days. That's when he needs to bring it back before me before that time period. So you're going to do 6 months. And if you are doing well, if there are no write-ups against you, then the court will strongly consider giving you probation. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So, well, I mean, these are going to be choices that you make. It's going to be completely up to you whether or not I strongly consider giving you probation. Your attorney will explain it to you further, but any programs that they have at the prison, like the therapeutic community, to address your issue, you need to take it. I know they have parenting classes at the jail. I don't know how long the transfer will be, but you need to take advantage of that. When you see people come before me and they've gone to anger management class, they've done parenting classes, they've availed themselves of everything at the jail and everything at the prison, that is what you need to do. You need to immediately sign up for it. If for some reason there's overcrowding and they don't give it to you, it would be better for you to have signed up for it than to just throw up your hands and say, I'm not trying. Do you understand?
Yes.
And next time, if you have a case before any judge, don't use before coming to court. You understand? But I do appreciate your honesty, but you're going to have to get your life in order. Otherwise, children is going to be without their mom. You understand? All right. Good luck to you. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, so shock probation, it is like a straight program. Basically, they go to prison. Hopefully they'll view everything. They won't want to go back. They'll get a clear head about everything. But if she does everything, more likely than not, I'm going to grant her a motion for shock probation. And I'll have her probably see if felony drug court will take her, or if Esperanza will take her some inpatient treatment.
If the defendant actively participates in prison programs, they may be granted parole and released under supervised probation. The most important thing the defense must do is ensure that the defendant engages in rehabilitation programs and encourages good behavior while in prison. If they display disciplinary issues or continue using drugs, they could face the full prison sentence. The judge's priority is for the defendant to get their life back on track and to prevent their children from.
Okay. All right, so there's a request for early termination on your case. I'm not inclined to give you early termination. I mean, what you did was awful. And there's a concern with you working with the elderly, which is what I put in here, that you're not allowed to have any work with vulnerable persons, any elderly people. So you want to be terminated early. Why should I do that?
Because, I mean, yes, I understand what I did was wrong. But I've never violated probation. I've never failed a drug test. I hold a steady job, and it's not even in the medical field anymore. I've been doing good. I know what I do. I just want to put this past me and then just move forward with myself, better myself for my kids and myself.
Kids or baby goats? I wish people would stop
My
using.
children.
Thank you. I wish people would stop using the word kids for children. The complainant wants to move forward too, but you know why the complainant can't really move forward? They don't have their engagement ring. So where's their engagement ring?
I'm not sure.
Find their engagement ring, and then maybe I'll consider early termination.
It was, I don't know what they said, what happened with it, but I know from my understanding, it was pawned in a pawn shop or something.
Well, this is an engagement ring that you're responsible for. So what do you mean? You're saying you're understanding that it was pawned in the pawn shop. You're acting like some phantom did that. Who pawned it in the pawn shop?
Myself.
All right, so where is their engagement ring? They want their engagement ring. You're before me saying you want your probation terminated early because you're ready to move on with your life. She wants her engagement ring. And since this is an elderly person, that means that engagement ring, they probably had it since who knows where, how long. And that engagement ring costs that person $15,000. And how much did you pawn it for?
I don't even remember. It's been a few years now.
Yeah. See, here's the thing. You commit a crime. And for you, it's like, oh, I'm done. I don't even remember.
No, it's not.
Yeah. I'm not giving you early termination. You're going to do every bit of the 8 years that you're on for this probation. And you need to sit and think about the engagement ring that you stole from an elderly person when they allowed you into their home to take care of them, and you went and pawned it. And you're walking around enjoying your best life, wearing eyelashes that are too long. I don't know why people are doing that. I think that's a new style or something, but no. So you are not going to be offered probation early. So probation, please tell probation officers to quit submitting me documentation asking for her to be taken off early. I'll only truly consider taking you off probation early if you return her $15,000 engagement ring that you took to some pawn shop and they probably gave you maybe $200 for it. She wants her engagement ring back, and you should want her to have it back. And then until you internalize what you did to her, an elderly person allowing you into their home to work and you stealing their engagement ring, you have learned nothing on probation.
The defendant requested early release, but the judge denied the request, believing that the defendant had not fully grasped the seriousness of the crime. The defendant should present documents to the court demonstrating good behavior during probation, sincerely express remorse to the judge, and provide proof of participation in the rehabilitation process. Considering these factors, the possibility of reconsidering an early release request in the future may still be open.
That's all. The answer is no.
Judge, may I approach you?
Yes. Court is calling 2022 CR 11474W, State of Texas versus Destiny Argumedo. Could I have the parties announced for the record for the state?
Daniel Escobar from the state of Texas.
Defense?
Cheryl Patterson with the defense.
All right. And are you Destiny Argumedo?
No, ma'am.
Well, Amanda
Yes,
Destiny Argumedo. All right, I'm showing you what's entitled motion to revoke. I'm sorry.
Judge, really quickly, sorry to interrupt. Defense and I had spoken, I think defense had filed a motion for competency eval.
Mhm.
That's what we wanted to approach on.
Ah. So where are we on the competency?
I filed the motion. I don't know that anything has happened.
All right, when was the motion filed?
I believe it was early part of last week.
Oh, there.
Right.
Okay, thank you. All right, so it's been referred to magistrate's court. So, Ms. Ferguson, I need a reset on this. Can you let the magistrate know that she doesn't need an informal inquiry, that she just needs an evaluation?
Your Honor, we'd actually, in speaking with the prosecutor and with my client, we'd actually like to withdraw that motion. We feel that she just did not understand the questions and was very nervous that day.
Okay. All right, we're on the record then. Are you Amanda or Destiny Argumedo?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand. Do you know who your attorney is?
Yes, ma'am.
Who is your attorney?
It's hard to pronounce her last name.
Okay, what's her first name?
Sorry.
Can you point to your attorney? Who is your attorney? All right. Have you had a chance to discuss her and discuss your case?
Yes, ma'am.
What are you on probation for?
Unauthorized use of vehicle.
All right. And who is the prosecutor in this case?
I am.
No, who is actually trying to prove that you violated the conditions of your probation?
Excuse me, I don't understand.
All right. How far did you go in school?
Ninth grade.
Okay. All right. You're on probation. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You understand, you told me you're on probation for an unauthorized use of a vehicle?
Yes, ma'am.
What is your range of punishment?
It was 2 years of probation and parenting classes.
All right. If I were to send you to prison or to the state jail facility, how much time could I give you?
It was 2 years.
Okay. So, with regards to this motion to revoke,
Yes, ma'am.
who has to prove to the court that you didn't do what you were supposed to do on a motion to revoke?
Myself.
I'm sorry?
Myself.
Okay. I think she may need an evaluation.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. So this is going to be set for evaluation. Ms. Ferguson, what date can we bring this back? Ms. Ferguson, if you will again, just let them know that there's no need for an informal inquiry. The court is requesting that the evaluation be done.
There is an impression that the defendant has not fully understood the court process. It will be necessary to wait for the mental evaluation process. If the defendant is found to have violated the conditions, there is a risk of receiving a 2-year prison sentence. Even if a violation has occurred, mitigating factors could be presented to propose rehabilitation programs instead of imprisonment. The court will make its final decision after the evaluation.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Hello. Why are you missing your reporting dates to felony drug court?
Today was my first day.
Well, no, they said they attempted to contact you on April 10th, April 11th, April 14th. That's why you were rejected. You need felony drug court. If you're drug tested today, what are the results going to be? And before you even answer me, know that you can get drug tested today. I will have you drug tested today. I know sometimes people think the probation officer is female, so she can't do it. We have male probation officers in this building, and they will come right over and drug test you. So what are your results going to be? Did you use, let me help you. Did you use drugs?
I had in the past.
Do you want me to bring a probation officer over here to do a drug test? All right, so what are the results going to be? All right, what are you going to be positive for?
Meth,
All right, meth, and what else?
it's about it, marijuana.
Meth and marijuana. Probation, what are his issues other than these drug issues and his not appearing to felony drug court? Yes. And is it going to be heroin as well? Because last time you were here, it was heroin as well.
No.
Thank you.
Only been on probation a month at this point. So it really hasn't given enough time to complete the other terms of his probation. He did report no issues there. He's reporting, except for he was not putting it into report for his felony drug court.
All right. We're going to get a date for you today for felony drug court, Mr. Gomez. If you miss that appointment, a motion to revoke is going to be filed. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So we're going to do it one more time. Do you have a telephone number?
Yes, ma'am. I've been getting the messages.
Well, why you not been reporting to them if you've been receiving messages?
Well, this was the date today.
All right. I think there's some drug cloudiness going on here. So, and I mean that in all sincerity. I'm not trying to belittle you or anything. I'm trying to save your life, because last time you were here was a heroin issue. Now it's a meth and marijuana issue. If you do not take care of these issues, what's going to end up happening is either you're going to end up in prison or either somebody's going to find you on the street because you're going to get a bad batch of drugs. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So let's do a re-referral to felony drug court. And if he misses his next appointment with felony drug court, a motion to revoke will be filed.
The defendant's failure to report to the court is considered a violation. The judge has given the defendant one last chance. If the defendant misses the next appointment, their probation will be revoked and a prison sentence will be imposed. The judge noted that the defendant might be under the influence of drugs. If the defense does not formalize the rehabilitation process, the likelihood of the defendant going to prison is very high. I am waiting for your opinions about this case in the comments. To support my channel, like the video and subscribe to the channel.
All right. Thank you.